on Rhythm and Beer with me, Dave. I'm checking out both of my headless guitars. Yeah, I have two headless guitars. One is this very beautiful Kiesel right here, which I got during the first quarter of 2021. And then over here, I have this wonderful Strandberg right here, and this one I got in the first quarter of this year, 2022. I know from first glance, to those of you who know the models, you're gonna say this is a completely unfair comparison. Why? Because the Kiesel right here has lithium pickups, and those are really high output. And then you have this Celestion Jazz over here, which has low to medium output humbuckers. But hey, this is the two I own, and I'm gonna talk you through my journey of how I acquired the guitars, why I chose one over the other first, which one do I prefer, and we're gonna do some audio clip comparisons. So first up, we're checking out this Kiesel Zeus model. It's a fixed bridge guitar. So for those who don't know, Kiesel are a custom guitar company in the US of A. They make custom instruments. They have a list of different models. From then you can choose the type of wood that goes on it, the type of neck, how many pieces of neck you like, 1 piece, 3 piece, 5 piece, 7 piece, fretboard, the type of frets, the type of fretboard, the type of pickup which they offer, as well as the type of bridge, etc, etc. Finishing, it's a custom shop. When I spec'd out this guitar, so I primarily play a lot of Les Paul, so I like a mahogany body, so that is what I got on this Kiesel Zeus right here, a mahogany body. I did a swamp ash top because I wanted to get that raw tone finish which they offer, which shows off the grains of the wood. I did a three-piece neck. Why walnut? Because at that point in time, Jeff Kiesel was promoting walnut a lot, so I decided, like, what the hell? So it's a three-piece walnut, purple heart, and walnut. Why purple heart? Just to, I had a purple top, so why not a purple heart middle strip or skunk strip in the middle of the neck. Also a purple heart cavity cover. I did a roasted flame maple fretboard with Evo gold frets. So I don't really like stainless steel fret. I feel when you dig into a stainless steel fret, you get that certain ping from a note, which you only get on a stainless steel, you don't get it on a nickel, and so on and so forth. So I went the Evo Gold because it's harder than nickel, lasts a bit more longer, but it doesn't have that annoying ping that stainless steel offers. And I did the Kiesel lithium pickups because I knew how they sounded, and a fixed hip shot bridge. So what else can I say about this guitar? Well, in terms of ordering, it took about 3 months for it to complete the build and about a month to ship over here to Malaysia. So this is the Kiesel. Next is this Strandberg Salen Jazz. I got it first quarter of this year. Why I chose this model is because, again, I play Les Paul, so this is the only model from the Strandberg list of guitars that has a mahogany body. So this is a mahogany body, but one thing about this guitar is it's a semi-hollow, so it's hollow over here. Mahogany neck, which is nice, and a rosewood fretboard. Very Les Paul spec, medium to low, sorry, low to medium output humbuckers. Stainless steel on these, so I kind of had to compromise with the stainless steel frets over here. And their version of their fixed bridge, their own hardware. And of course, the talking point of the Strandberg is the Endure neck, where it's not exactly symmetrical the whole way. So it's designed in such a way that your thumb is always in the ideal position. You're always holding it very comfortably. And it's built to be really ergonomic. You can have the guitar on this side of your lap. You can have it, in the classical position if you like that, or whichever way you like to hold it. So it's built to be really ergonomic, really comfortable, really lightweight. The only thing about this guitar is I had to wait like close to half a year before I could get it. So even though it is a production guitar, it took longer to arrive than the custom guitar made in USA. And this Strandberg, however, is made in Indonesia, and they're both about the same price. So yeah. Next up, we're going to do some audio clip comparisons between the Kiesel and the Strandberg. So we're going to compare these lithiums against the Salen Jazz stock pickups right there. I believe they're called the MF Classic pickups, the ones on the Salen right here. So we're going to check out both of their tones. The guitars are going through a Hughes and Kettner Tubemeister Deluxe 20 into an orange PPC 2x12 vertical cabinet being mic'd up by a SE Electronics V7X. And you might hear some delay, and the delay is courtesy of the TC Electronic Bucket Brigade analog delay. So this is my clean tone. So in terms of which is better, one or the other, in terms of comfort, sound, well, I do like them both. I don't really have much gripe about both the guitars. I can still adapt to the fan fret of the Strandberg. It is a very mild fanning of the guitar, so I believe it's a 24 and 3/4 inch to a 25.5 inch scale, and that doesn't bother me as much. The end neck is pretty comfortable. One thing though, like I said earlier, that I don't really like the ping of a stainless steel, but there was a bending in vibrators. It's very smooth. It's a bit lightweight. It's very lightweight actually. It's very comfortable. People who have shoulder or back problems, but it takes a bit of getting used to. If you're so used to the weight of a Les Paul and you kind of pick this up, you can feel like, okay, holy cow, it's pretty damn light, In terms of the control layout, I find that the volume knob could be a bit more nearer, kind of like maybe around here, instead of being here, because I'm so used to grabbing for the volume knob right there, so I gotta move back a bit. And one huge gripe that I have about the guitar is the tuners right here, they are a bit more stiffer. The hip shot version on the Kiesel is much more smooth than this. This is a bit more stiff, and changing strings on the Strandberg is really time consuming for me. It's really quite a hassle. If I was to bring this to a gig, I'll make sure I have a backup guitar, because if I snap a string live, I don't think I can string it up as quick on the spot. Yep. Now moving on to the Kiesel, well, I customed this guitar right here, so everything that I have on it is exactly what I wanted. I like the neck on this guitar. It's a bit more weight on this, so it's to my liking. This one is a bit too light, although we have to take into consideration that this is a solid body and this is a semi-hollow. I still like the weight on this. I prefer the frets on this. They're a bit more familiar ground, close to nickel. It's in between nickel and stainless steel, Evo Gold, so I like that. I love everything on this. There's nothing bad I can say about the guitar. But if I were to talk about the cons of this Kiesel, is that when I was ordering the guitar, so I don't live in the USA, I can't just call up Kiesel and talk about specs and what I want to order, so it's not cheap to call the US. So for international customers, you have to email Kiesel guitar. So I had a friend who helped me out with the emailing and arranging of the logistics to ship the guitar into Malaysia, but we sent a couple of emails, but they never responded. So back then we had to use the old Kiesel order form on the website, so there was no virtual builder. You can't picture what the guitar looked like. So what we did was, after 2 emails, they did not respond at all. We sent the form from the builder. So we filled up the form of what we wanted and we sent it in to Kiesel Guitars, and that's the only time they responded with an invoice immediately. So they did not bother responding to the other emails about inquiries of certain wood or wiring the pickup selector in a certain way, entertain any of that. The moment we submitted the order form with the specs of the guitar, it was then that the invoice came in. So there was a slight bummer, but it was alright, that because everything that I wanted was already on that online order form, so that's alright. And it took only 3 months to build, and I noticed that they posted the guitar on their Facebook page, and I'm like, that looks oddly familiar. It really looks like the specs that I ordered. So we said, should email the Kiesel. Then lo and behold, it was actually completed, but they did not notify us or send the payment request for the balance of the guitar. So we paid for it. It got here and it was great out of the box, but they set it up with a relief in the neck. So I went ahead and straightened the neck, and the moment I straightened it, there was fret buzz on the top part of the neck, so all the frets here were buzzing. So my friend had to re-level the frets and set it up to make sure the neck was straight, because that's how I like to play guitars. I hate a relief in the neck, and then it was really perfect to play. Everything was as I expected. So I played the hell out of this guitar, and I love the pickups and stuff like that. So yeah, but the only downside was the whole ordering process and receiving the guitar set up with the relief in the neck. So those are the 2 guitars. That's how they sound. I go back and forth between them. I do like the hot pickups of the Kiesel, plugging it into any amp or any sort of pedal in different venues. It still sounds great. But the lower output of the Strandberg is also a welcoming thing. Everything is a bit more clear, and but it's I would say that I would have to kind of like watch the kind of amp that I plug it into, because I don't play jazz. Yes, I ordered the Salen jazz, but I don't play jazz. I only ordered it because it was a very closely spec'd guitar to what a Les Paul would typically have. So yep, so there you go. That's the Kiesel versus the Strandberg. Let us know what you think about it. So if you achieved it today, give us a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content, and see you real soon.